mother told me someday I will buy galley with good oars, sail to distant shores, stand up on the prow, noble bark I steer, steady course to the haven, through many foemen. My mother told me someday I will buy galley with good oars, sail to distant shores, stand up on the prow, noble bark I steer, steady course to the haven, through many foemen.
Hello dear demon hunters, I hope you're all doing fantastic in this beautiful day. Today I have a special guide for all of you. I took inspiration from plenty of other rogue builds and specifically Rub's and Dario's Visage build, but I wanted to simplify it for PSN users. In the end of this video, I will show you how I played the build for PS5 and how to basically use the build in every case scenarios. With that being said, I hope you guys do enjoy, and please, if you do like this video, it would help a ton if you liked and subscribe. Also, a comment wouldn't help. It's free anyways. With that being said, let's get right into this build. First of all, you need Andario's Visage for this build. This is a must. Now, leveling up, I would suggest someone to either carry you to level 100 or go for a rapid fire build, and then switch over to this build once you gather all of your armor pieces and affixes. Let me first start with the skill tree of this build. Starting with our pointless basic skill, which we don't even have in our ability slot, is Blade Shift, and enhance it so we can go over to the important abilities. For our core skill, go for Barrage, enhance it, and improve Barrage. You only need 1 point in Barrage, as our main source of damage is from Andario's ability. For Sturdy, 3 out of 3. Go into Agility skills, Shadow Step 1 out of 5. Enhanced and Disciplined Shadow Step. This is basically our panic skill to escape. Going over to Unstable Elixirs, 3 out of 3 here for the damage increase. Dash 1 out of 5. Enhanced and Methodical Dash for the cooldown reduction. These abilities do make you feel like a speed demon. I highly suggest all of them. Going over to our most important defensive / damage output skill is Dark Shroud. 1 out of 5, enhance it, and then go for countering Dark Shroud for critical chance damage. Then going over to Agile, 3 out of 3, Poison Trap, 1 out of 5, enhance it, and go for Subverting Poison Trap. Honestly, either or is really good on Poison Trap, but I'd rather get the damage output from Subverting. Exploit, 3 out of 3, Malice, 3 out of 3, jumping to our imbuement skills, Poison, 1 out of 5, enhance it, and mix potion imbuement. Deadly Venom, 3 out of 3, debilitating toxins, 3 out of 3, alchemist advantage, 7 out of 3, get them from tempering or the amulet affixes. Frigid finesse, go for 3 out of 3 or more. Precision imbuement, 3 out of 3. Ultimate skills, death trap all the way. Intervention for tempering, 4 out of 3. Alchemist Fortune, 3 out of 3. Second wind from tempering, 1 out of 3, or if possible, 3 out of 3. Our key passive is close quarter combat, and for specialization, go for preparation. Let's go over the aspects, affixes, and gear. Helm and Dario's Visage with a focus to stat and attack speed. You cannot play this build without this helmet. For chest, Tyrio's Might, ideally with a focus on damage reduction or maximum resistance is better. For the gloves, the best Fist of Fate that you can possibly find. I know the Glacial Beast drops tons of them. Basically what we're looking for here is a high roll on lucky hit chance, the highest you can possibly find. Some attack speed wouldn't hurt, and the bottom part to try to get up to 300% damage. Now for legs, go for the aspect of the Umbreus. This is super important as it will gain us Dark Shrouds without ever needing to press it in the skill bar. This is important because I'm not even wearing it in my skill bar. You shouldn't either. For rolls, focus on dexterity, life, dodge chance, and for tempering, go for lucky hit on freeze chance. And 3 to second wind. For boots, go for primal of concussive strikes. This will give us a lucky hit chance to daze and a 20% boost damage against dazed enemies. Everybody and their mother will be dazed here. For rolls, again get a chance to freeze, some sort of movement speed. Mine is it's not the greatest. Hopefully you get luckier than I here, okay? Max life, and then go for some sort of defense or defense cap. Going over to the amulet necklace of branching valleys. This imprint is self-explanatory, is the best in slot. Focus on getting alchemist advantage is a must. Lucky hit chance, trap cooldown reduction, and this beauty down here, damage per dark shroud. I cannot express how much damage you will do with this on. Per each dark shroud, our damage goes up to 62%, meaning if we have all of the 5 of our damage will be 310%. And we're basically having dark shrouds on thanks to our legs and all the crits we're constantly doing. So that damage boost is always there when we're attacking. Going to a ring of starless skies, rolls on lucky hit preferably, but all stats are pretty good on it. Plus this affix is constant boost of 50% damage all the time, so this is crazy. For a second ring, go for high velocity ring, emphasis to dark shroud damage, again crit chance, lucky hit, and for tempering, poison imbuement lasts for 4 cast. This is godly for this build, as all we do is poison damage and damage over time. For weapon, try to get a good bow, not crossbow. I think bows are way better for attack speed for this specific build. Emphasis to damage over time, life, dexterity, tempering rolls, damage per dark shroud on, chance for barrage to cast twice. First weapon, the unbrooks as high as possible. Masterwork rolls, go for subterfuge cooldown. The reason for this is the totem. We put it down and it increases all damage dealt to enemies by 15% to the entire party. So if you're in a group, this build will shred. But warning, you will be carrying the entire team. And our last weapon, Jamvia of bursting venoms, or whatever is spelled. Emphasis to damage over time, chance for Varage to cast twice. As you can see, I got very unlucky here, looking for a better dagger. If you're selling one, let me know down in the comment. Damage per dark shroud, and the godly aspect of poison toxic pull for infinite poison imbuement damage. This is beautiful. Over to our Paragon. Full credit to Rob, I basically copied and pasted. Basically guys, starting with our first board, we are going for control. On the glyph socket in this specific order, going up the board, we're choosing the board No Witness with the fluidity glyph. Please pause if needed. Going to the left, choose the board Exploit Weakness. No glyph here, just in order to get the Exploit Weakness. Going to the top of the board of Deadly Ambush, go for the glyph Bane. For the poison damage, this one is a must. Going to the right, Cheap Shot board and glyph is Tracker. We deal damage to poison enemies, plus the effect lasts 40% longer. This is perfect for bossing. Bottom board to the right is Eldritch Bounty. Glyph socket Canny. This is damage on top of damage. It's very powerful. Now that we're done with the build, this part specifically for my console users. I will be addressing PS5 because, and honestly, it's what I'm playing with. But I'm pretty sure Xbox users can figure this order as well. Anyways, what we're looking for in this build is basically poison damage to constantly poison our enemies, right? And for that, I've made this skill layout for your poor fingers in hordes or bossing. On our triangle key, we have the skill Shadow Step. This is an emergency skill only, and I do not prog it often. However, when we do, we also get a damage increase for a bit, but I like to save it for emergencies only. On our R1 key, put Dash Step. That way you're always dashing around and getting yourself out of trouble. However, beware, unlike Shadow Step, dash does not make us unstoppable, which means we can get crowd control by enemies, so don't go crazy with this, okay? Now for the L2 key, we put Poison Imbuement. We're always clicking this, and I found this to be helpful on my fingers while playing. On R2, Poison Trap, so that we can also put down our totem. And so the trick to this will be basically pressing R2 and L2 constantly on your controller. You will see this is way more comfortable than doing it another way. On our X key, put Varach. You can switch to square, but I found X to be more comfortable when pressing L2, R2, and X at the same time. Which this is the whole trick, pressing these three things constantly, and our square key, put ultimate. Basically put our ultimate trap shadows, right? And you will do huge amounts of overtime damage to everything while we finish them off with poison. This build is a beast. It's fast paced, great on bosses, great on groups. If I can find a weakness, is basically that it's really weak against multiple enemies at once. But luckily, Poison Trap and our Totem helps us immensely with this issue. Obviously, it's not as strong as Lightning Spear for Sorcerer, but I would say for bossing it's definitely up there with the best, if it's not the best overall. This concludes this guide. Thank you guys so much, and I hope to see you in Sanctuary. Till the next one.